Hello everyone, my name is Corazar, and welcome back to Vintage Story Desert Life, episode 150. This video was originally streamed live on YouTube on January 5th, 2025. I hope you enjoy the video. So we're going to mostly want the andesite, I think. Let's start by getting all the andesite in, and then worry about the rest of it. Or, I do have plenty of inventory space here. We could just do it. Let's try it. Although, we don't want sideways. Yes, I could just re-change those in my crafting grid, but I didn't. Let's see, chisel. And we will bring along the steel pantograph. See how that does. Nice. All right. You can tell which one I started on. I'm like, I hadn't gotten my technique down, so I was using the dirt blocks here. We're just going to do two here. So what happens if I... Well... Oh, right, hammer. Oh, why don't I just do this? We'll chunk out this much. So, it doesn't have to be a veneer, it can just be... So, let's do that. Be a half and half block. Just like your coffee, half and half block. Oops. Oh well. Alright, so copy, and then... Oops, wait. We're going to do this first. There we go. Yeah, that's fine. We'll never notice that they're totally different blocks. We're just doing iterative improvement, as they would say in my industry, the software industry. There we go. Hey, Nimue Delac made it, as well as Maga Sybil. Welcome, welcome. Roof over the campfire? Yeah, that's the dirt block, is the roof over the campfire, Calzamar. I started with the dirt block before the campfire. Boop. Alright, we're on to stack 2. And part of me says, like, hey, maybe I could have left the backs of these blue. But I'm already committed. There we go. Oh, out of them again. Yep, this is going to go fast. And when I say this, I mean these stacks are going to go real fast. Real fast. I think after this row, I'll run back and check those campfires. Phil Boswell asking about andesite slabs. So andesite slabs aren't a thing. If I polish them, then I could use slabs for these verticals. However, they come out a different color. And we're a little too committed at this point to go back and replace all of them with slabs. There's also the issue of the slabs would also have the polished andesite texture to them, where even though like the interior would be a single color, using the slabs would cause the texture around the edges on the outside to also be a different texture. So we end up with basically a very blocky looking wall here. It is kind of odd that you can't like just chisel a slab out of these though. It would be nice. Conserving my material would be great. Alright, what do we got going on here? Oh, we're half-ish way done. It's gonna stay hot for a while there, isn't it? Alright, we'll put on like, I don't know. Put on like 3 more. Should do. We'll see. A bit of the old waterfall design process in the middle of the desert. Sandfall. We call it sandfall around here. So I think the stacks we have on hand should be good for the rest of this wall. Let's swap over to my lantern for better visibility once the sun goes down a little farther. I personally can't wait to get to the part of the temple like right in here. Finishing these walls and getting the surface up here will make this look really awesome on the map and just be awesome to have done. And then from there we'll move to the interior, and I'm excited for that too. So I should probably... Oh no, I'm out. Right, there we go. It's a shame that the polished border doesn't work on like an outside, like a perimeter mode. This Alpha Salmon. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Sorry, I kind of editorialized your comment there a little bit. But I knew what you were going for. Yeah, that would require Tyrone to add a system of smart blocks into the game, and he's been fairly resistant to doing that in general. I know someone made a smart stairs mod a while back, and it worked pretty well for the time. I'm not sure if it still is maintained or not. But in a game where the blocks themselves can be completely modified, having smart blocks like that is quite a challenge, I think. It's probably why he's resistant to the idea. You can make bricks with the quarry mod. It'd be cool to make slabs too. I mean, you can make bricks without the quarry mod too. Ashlar is a thing in the base game. Ooh, we might need to get some more before we are done here. Speaking of getting more, get some more in our belly. There we go. Alright. Alright. There we go. And maybe we'll do it. Alright. With a dozen blocks left. Look at that. Not bad. You should get a smart roof slab block. Yeah, roofs are a bit of a pain here. Could the monolith mod speed up the process? I don't know. I don't know what that is. The interior feels a ways away still. You're really curious how it'll shape itself? Yeah, it is. Interior is... Even if I wasn't having a second child soon, interior would be like July. Hey, look at that. Almost exactly. I'm actually going to add this in there and that in there. And then we're going to... There we go. So since these were already hot, I'm going to just add 8 in. Because these stacks were already hot. So we'll see if 8 will finish those off there. Right, do we have any more andesite? We don't have any andesite already done. So let's go cut us up some andesite. Boop. And got the wrong bin once again. Inventory is probably enough to hold this. Sammy finally got modded Vintage Story to work on Friday, so you can also play the game. Hey, awesome. That's good to hear. Calzamar says, heck, the water blocks aren't all that smart. Yeah, the water blocks are pretty bad. I'm not a fan of the Vintage Story water experience. I think if there was some design for later down the road to make water propagation easier, you know, and having it be different from the other block game, I could get behind, you know, the idea of being patient and waiting to see what Tyrant comes up with. But I think at this point it's probably in the state it's going to be in forever, and I dislike it. I think we're going to need a second slab. Because we went through more than 5 stacks. Which sounds crazy to me. We went through more than 5 stacks of blocks building just the blue sections of those walls. So I think a second slab is where it's at. And bam. Alright, second slab. Do we have space for it? I think we do. Yeah, I think we do. Because we already had a dozen blocks. This gives us like 5 1/3 stacks. So I think we should have just enough to carry it all. But I guess we'll find out. Phil Boswell says, my impression is that Tyrant is making the game as modular as possible, so maybe it'll be possible to have different water propagation models at some point. Yeah, I mean... Yeah. I want to say that someone did a quote, water fix mod a while back, but I don't know if it's maintained anymore. Alfsam would like to play with no source moving, but now and then something needs a quick fix so it stays on but quietly ignored. Yeah, I think, like, one of the issues I have with not being able to fix water is that sometimes the game generates land in a way where the water, like sand will erode instantly, and then water flows. You end up with a weird, weird waterfall where there shouldn't be one. Or sometimes it really glitches out, and you'll get a lake that partially fills, and then you have this mysterious, Moses-esque just wall of water in front of you. Horn says, the consequences of a mega build. I do not want to imagine the material needed for the future big tower. Actually, the tower, the tower, while it will be tall, is only going to probably require about as much material as maybe one of the arms of these, the temple here. Because if we make the tower as tall as one of the arms, which would be about 100 blocks tall, then, yeah, it's, about the same height as one of these is long, and it's going to be like a real spire. Like, I want it to be like not just like a big chunk, I want it to be a spire. Like you think of a pistil, or, yeah, a pistil from a flower. Or a stamen. Stamen, the middle one. The big one. You know, so I want it to be like up and then back down. So it'll look like a rocket ship or a... Never mind. That's what we're going to do. It'll be fine. It will not look dirty. And I will not think dirty thoughts. Or I'll try. Let's go ahead and we're going to sleep till it's morning. Mr. Mac has gotten interested in the Raspberry Pi 5 and the Iron Man 5 mini tower to see if I can play Widget Story on the minimum settings. I have not experimented with any Widget Story on Linux at all, so I couldn't tell you how that'll work. Oh no! Okay, good. There used to be a thing where like your fuel would keep burning, but your stuff wouldn't process. It looks like the fuel just burns at the regular rate now, based on real time, not game time. It'll look conical, not comical. Yes, indeed. That's the goal. Wow, so we're only an hour into today's stream, and we've already done all the smithing that I had planned. I had like 1, 2, 3... I had like 10 checkboxes here. That's all done. Now we're on to basically my stretch goals. I kind of imagined the smithing would take a lot longer than it did. I was a fool. Let's get this wall in, then we'll get it pantographed. And then we'll have to fix the arches too. So the arches need to be chiseled very slightly to smooth out some of their bumps. Their bumps and their lumps. Don't make any promises I can be sure to keep. You mean I can't be sure to keep? The 3-hour smithing stream? Yeah. Well, I mean, we have had some chore streams that were, you know, an hour and a half of me just making iron blooms. And sometimes the chore streams of me doing just boring junk outpaces the audience in our Sunday streams where I'm building cool stuff. Well, I think part of that is that the Wednesday night schedule just seems to jive with people's schedules a little bit more sometimes. Although we're doing pretty well today. We have about 15 more people than we often do on the weekend streams. We've sort of settled into about a regular crowd of 70 people who watch, or at least there's a constant 70 on. We're at about 83 right now, which is pretty good. Okay, got that one. Alf saying we would watch the 3-hour smithing stream. Maga Sybil is running Linux Ubuntu, and Vintage Story runs smoother than Windows. Interesting. But Windows is the superior operating system. Just trust us. Trust us with all your data. And Windows recall. Hey, the Mystery Lady is here. Welcome, Mystery Lady. You made a mysterious entrance. Yeah, I think the thing that keeps me away from going to Linux in general for gaming, well, for 2 reasons. One is I do use this computer for work as well, and I need a Windows PC. Because I'm gonna be real here, the open source freeware / even paid alternatives to Word and Excel just don't work as well. Sometimes you save a Word doc and you send it to your boss and they're like, hey, why is this all just weird symbols? I'm like, oh, it's from Linux. Well, that explains things. And every couple years I check back in to see if it's gotten better, and the answer is no, it never gets better. Oh. The Misrelated tried to comment to 2 other times, but for some reason it kept telling me that slow mode was on. That's weird. So people have been saying that YouTube's slow mode has been acting up today. And it sounds like they're onto something. I've noticed that YouTube has made some changes. My previous perfect never see an ad method no longer works. It's pretty good. I get about probably half the ads that I would expect to see coming from my phone on my desktop. But yeah, I started seeing the, oh, you can't play this because we see you have an ad blocker on. And I changed a bunch of settings, I changed what scripts are being loaded, and it still didn't prevent it, so oh well. But yeah, YouTube's probably making changes and breaking things as they go. Same from everybody? Yeah. Copy-paste spam till it works. Great. Thanks, YouTube, for making the world a better place. One bad decision at a time. Any thoughts on the honey/PayPal stuff going on? It's dirty. I'm not caught up in it because I don't have sponsors. So it really didn't happen to me. But it's real dirty that they did that at all. That's just... They need to have their pants sued off. That's OFF''D. Let's see here. How are you guys doing? Hey, we're all done. Sweet. Alright, let's go take this back real quick. We'll dump the brown coal back where it belongs. Or no, we might just leave it here, actually. We'll leave it here, because we might need it later. For the next batch of mortar. Let's run back, we'll get some mortar going on. We'll also get some more pie single legume peanut perfect. As one does. We're going to grab some sand, stone. Most Linux distros have better memory management than Windows. I mean, that might be true, but like... I've got 32 gigs of RAM, and I barely touch 16 of them most days, so I'm not super worried about memory management. Alright, let's get... I think one of the problems is that Linux... I mean, Linux is fine. I'm not bashing Linux. But, like, the advantages Linux has are often lost on the average user, compared with the amount of fiddliness required to use Linux. And believe me, yeah... You can tell me till you're blue in the face that Linux isn't fiddly, but it is fiddly. I'm sorry to say, it is fiddly. I'll grab more of you. Alright, so now we should be able to pop you in. Yep. And bam. Mortar! Alright, so in you go, in you go. And there we go. And then a bit of you. Alright, so 2 stacks. Decent start. It'll last us about 12 minutes. Mortar, I hardly know her. Mods, ban this person. Just kidding. Don't ban them. If I ever do decide to get sponsors, please do some research. Yeah, I'm leery of sponsors. In general. At this point, like, because this is still not, like, a primary job, like, I make a little bit of money on the channel. It's... I wouldn't be able to even pay my mortgage with it, so it's not a whole lot. I really wouldn't bother even thinking about sponsors until, unless and until it got to the point where I was seriously considering switching over to this kind of stuff full time. The problem is that, like, if I do that, I lose out on. I was going to get pies too. I lose out on benefits. So the reality is that I can't just, like, if I were to do full time YouTube stuff, I wouldn't be able to make a living if I just made as much as I currently do from my day job. I have to make about 30% more. And that's asking a lot of YouTube and ad revenue. So I think it's probably likely to stay sort of a fun hobby / side gig, most likely forever. My knife is in my hand already. Unusual. There we go. Just drop you up there. Ugh, 3 days. Okay. All right, pie perfectses. Let's go. Let's go, and we're going to panto those things in there. It looks like this one is not bugged. I think I have everything I need here. Boom. One thing I do think the pantograph could use is, so I think it's kind of silly. So we've only done 2 copies, right? Or maybe just 1. We're already down 20 durability. Why is there 5,000 of it? If it's going to be chunking 10 or 20 out at a time, why not just make it 500? And, like, be honest about the durability. Come on, guys. Alright, so I'm going to grab a whole bunch of these. Probably going to grab these as well. I don't know if these need to be in any particular mode. I'm just going to make them all auto. My good friend Auto. Yeah, that was the other thing, Mega Sybil, about Linux that I've heard, is that it's not great for doing gaming streaming. So yeah, definitely another consideration as well. So you did 5. Yeah, see, like, really. Just make the durability 500 and call it a day. Every action uses 1 durability. Don't make me do math. That's kind of why I also wish that some of the recipes that use, like, huge chunks of durability from, like, the saw and things, I'm not a wild fan of. Because, like, just make a new tool that has 12 durability and do that. Or make, like, make a wind-powered sawmill or something. Jockey. Drawing on chalkboard. Pastel colors. Yeah, like we're already down a whole lot of durability here. Alright, so let's see. So 3360. I'm just gonna make this a chisel block. Boop. Didn't use any durability. That uses 20 durability. No way. Get out of town. So make the durability 250 and call it a day. I'm gonna go get me my immortal pantograph here in a second. I want to say I think I also changed the durability, which may be why our pantograph is bugged out. I think I changed the durability setting in the mod at one point. And then maybe since I updated the mod after making the pantograph, it kind of bugged out. Maybe it scales based on the amount of modifications. I think it's actually based on how many different materials are in the block. I think the... well, I do know that the Workbench mod does that, where it's based on, like, if you have one material, it's like 20 per action. If you have 40, or if you have 2 materials, it's 40, and so on. What I do want to know is, let's see, so we have 2460. I made no changes. It still costs me durability. Oh, so I have to be real careful. So all the double clicks that were happening, gotta be real careful about it now. There we go. Hey, Ryan Richardson. My Immortal Pantograph is my favorite Evanescence cover band. Oops. Chiseled that lab there by accident. I'm going to charge Quentin wear and tear on my mouse now because I can't hold the button down anymore. Yeah, I think if we left it to the default, we'd be burning through a fair number of steel pantographs here. We've done 1, 2, 3, 4 sections of wall, and we're gonna probably die after the 5th one here. Why the big change? What big change? The durability? Probably because I updated the version of chisel tools and didn't check to see if it was going to be using 20 per action. Look at that. Oh my goodness. This pantograph is a carpal tunnel training device. Yes, it is. Absolutely. Imagine there wasn't a pantograph there. I mean, I certainly played through a time before the pantograph existed. That wouldn't stop me, I don't think. I think, so what we used to do was we used to have the workbench extension mod, which we still have, I just haven't used it. And instead of using pantographs, you just make chisels. And that one's okay if you're only doing, like, copying blocks that are simple like this, where it's 2 materials. Once you get to 3, it's a little crazy. Let's grab the Immortal Pantograph. Let's see if it's still immortal. It might not be, since I did the update. I haven't tried it since the update, so we could be in for a bit of a rough time here. You never know. You never know until you know. So we're just gonna snapshot that. No! Oh no! No more Immortal Pantograph. I guess we're gonna go. Whoops. Where we're gonna be going and smithing us a couple more of these pantographs for now. And after the stream is over, I'm gonna modify the files to have every action take 1 durability. I mean, even 10 durability would make some kind of sense, but 20? A little much. Oops. Oop. Nope, did it again. The Immortal have fallen. Yep. We've done night-songed pantograph. Which I guess is a joke you'd only, or a reference you get only if you play Baldur's Gate 3. Also, spoiler alert. I'm just gonna spin this guy around with the hammer. Hey, Malnog and Apec. Control F5 fix the infinite slow mode. Okay, so you guys could try Control F5. We also have another new face. We have Zane Mosbach. I've been watching your channel since I found out about this game a year ago, and this is my first time in your live. Hey, awesome. I'm glad to have you here. And welcome. Welcome to the dying immortal pantograph. We got about 2 more. Very well. Alright, let's go make like... Gosh. Well, let's see. A whole pantograph. Steel one. Did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And it wasn't even quite 5. It was like 5 and we missed the bar over the top there. So let's go ahead. We're going to go make 4 more steel pantographs. Yeah, make sure you do a Control F5, not an Alt F4. Sadly, it won't work on an iPad. You should be able to like long press on the tab and do a forced refresh. Boom. All right. We're back here. We have light air and calm. Also, we have hyenas. Get out of here, buddy. Right, I was thinking about making some more bow staves, wasn't I? 'Cause I have a spare bow, but I like to always have at least one full spare in addition to, like, the backup. Or, like, if I have a full one, I still want to have a spare in case, like, I die, I need to do a death run. It's gonna sting so much. Hey there, Alexander FF. Welcome back. Long time no see indeed. Things have changed here. We've made a lot of improvements. We're moving up in the world. Actually, we're moving down because we went south, but you get the idea. Let's pop you there. A little bit better lighting. You recall the starter on its 5th day. Wow. Yeah, it has been a while. If you just logged on, Alexander, and you didn't see the other place we're working on, like, I mean, here's where we are, right? Here's where we're working. Down here. This is where we're building. So if you haven't seen that yet, you're in for a treat. Alright, I think you should be ready by now. Panto's up here. The re-smithing stream. Skip this across there first thing. Dink dink. I wish I could read chat while I'm smithing, but like, it's dangerous to do that, as we've discovered. Sounds like folks are getting around the slow mode by sending multiple messages at once. Sounds counterintuitive, but hey, if it works, it works. Can you make the teleporters go where you want, or are they random? So, we you can make them go where you want with a mod. By default, the translocators are random, although you can mess with that a little bit. Like if you do a force save on your game right before you go into one, and then if it ends up somewhere you didn't want to be, you can close your game without saving, like do an Alt F4, and then try again. We went over that in the second guide season about re-randomizing your translocator. Basically, what'll happen is when you first repair a translocator, it'll search in a sort of donut-shaped ring, a minimum of 2,000 blocks away to a maximum of 8,000 blocks away, and it will randomly pick a translocator from within an area, and then it'll connect. So if you save before you put the last temporal gear in, and then you put it in, run through real quick, see if it goes where you want it to go. If it doesn't, I think you might have to actually stop the process from your task manager. I'm not sure Alt F4 will do it, but then you can load up the game. It'll be right before you put the last gear in, and then you can try it again. And again and again and again if you want. Alright, Panto. Might need to reheat these. These are not a fast thing to smith. Feels like Dubai needs a specialist like me to make the shore, the desert shore. Well, thank you, Alexander. The good thing with the slow mode glitch is you can catch your spelling mistakes. Perfect. Task failed successfully. And then one more after this, and we'll finally be done with the smithing for the day, hopefully. It is 11:30, so yeah, I think as long as these 4 get us through the rest of the temple, we'll be fine. And then in between streams, I will change out. We just lost, not got any sparks. Oh, I wonder, oh, because it was right at the 750 mark. Okay, so that's when it's too cold to smith. So we will need to reheat that one. You know what, guys? I'm going to grab another one. I just have a feeling that 4 ain't going to cut it. I think we need 5. Is it worth the time time and effort to smith the pantographs versus the old way? Yes, absolutely. We would be chiseling those walls forever. Yep. Midnight snack time, or 9:23 snack time. There we go. Not sure why I split that stack to do that, but I did. Silly me. Alright, you're ready. Is this the path? Oh, the path maker. Okay, I know what that does. Cool. That's nifty. Just as soon as you praise the glitch, it stopped happening. YouTube pushed to fix instantly. They heard us all complaining. You found the pantograph quite tricky to forge, but you did get a nice number of bits recovered from the cut pixels. Yeah, I can see that. It's a lot of empty space. It's a couple long, like, lines and then nothing. It probably only uses about half the voxels that a single ingot can provide. Zane Mosbach says you want to play this game so bad but you don't have a PC. Well, that's unfortunate, but I hope you get the chance to play it sometime. Well, everyone, that's going to about do it for this episode of Vintage Story Desert Life. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, let me know by leaving a like or a comment in the section below. But for now, as always, my name has been Kurazar. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.